Panda.
Dropbear and Panda.
Welcome to season 1.
Episode 9.
What? Of Dropbear and Panda.
Saves the world.
Yeah. Ting.
I can't sing. Sorry about that, guys.
That's fine. Well, we are here living large in the Dropbear and Panda Kensington studio.
So tonight, again, we are doing this on Thursday. Instead of the construction going on next door,
Yep.
Dropbear was a genius and started the dishwasher.
Yeah, that's because I'm absolutely wasted on the great Jamaican ginger beer company, Spicy Ginger Beer.
Yeah, wasted.
Yeah.
Define wasted.
I've had 2.
Do they have alcohol in them?
They are non-alcoholic.
See what I have to put up with, guys? Like, it's very difficult sometimes.
Yeah.
So, we're going to have a Space Force by 2020. Should
Yep.
I say America
It's going to have a Space Force.
by 2020?
All right.
Apparently, Mike Pence today said 2020 is the thing.
You know what? As long as I get a lightsaber, I don't care.
Well, you know what, though? I mean, people have been working on lightsabers for a really long time, I've heard.
Yeah.
They've come close.
Yeah.
I want a transporter.
I don't know if they want to do that. I saw Fly. I saw the Fly. I saw Brundle Fly.
Oh, yeah. See, I'm thinking more on the Star Trek universe.
Yeah, totally.
Which
So
is a lot
America
better.
is the Romulans now. Is that kind of what I'm getting?
Or the Borg.
The Borg.
Nobody's the Borg,
I don't know.
I don't think.
That denotes some intelligence.
Oh,
shit.
dude! Again, we love our American friends.
Yeah, we just think that you're doing some weird shit right now.
There's some weird shit going on. So, it says something like, due to competition and threats from Russia and China, they want to create the U.S. Space Force as a 6th separate military service by 2020.
Yeah.
They want to ensure America's dominance in space, a domain that was once peaceful and uncontested, and it has now become crowded and adversarial.
Is it really adversarial now? Is it because everybody's throwing fucking satellites up there? Was it Elon Musk and his car?
Well, it's interesting. He's mentioned in here, but it might be mentioned because he's like, I can build all the things, and I'm not sure because I don't want to read the entire article because
Yeah.
I'll throw my phone across the room. But I saw a picture. It's floating around the internet, I'm sure. There's like obviously more than one. It's a picture of Earth from something, maybe, I don't know what it is, but it looks like there's tiny bugs all over planet Earth because of all the satellites. And I'm sure there's spying satellites, and we've seen all the movies where you can, and there's Google Earth and all this sort of
Get
stuff.
Tom Cruise up there. He can be Space Force.
Well, he could be a Space Force on his own, basically. And Patrick Stewart, because we love him.
Yeah.
But I mean, unless there's a alien threat or a giant meteor coming and Bruce Willis is not available to be shot up into space to blow it up,
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Yeah, no, me neither. And I don't know that it's for us to understand other than Space Force.
I just... the force of space.
Yeah. I mean, last week we talked about the God Squad, and we were making fun of space cops.
Oh, yeah.
And the space
No, you won't be able to hear the sirens.
That's right.
What?
Oh, shit. Then we had, like, the space firefighters. They were, like, working on the sun, that solar probe.
Oh, yeah.
Thing, right? To sort of lower the temperature a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's all coming full circle. And Sir Patrick Stewart signed on to do another Star Trek series.
A Star Trek series or a Star Trek movie?
Series.
Oh, see, I thought it was just a movie
No,
or
it's a
something.
series.
Or he was like coming in on, because the new Star Trek things are going on.
And now we've got shit to say, Sir Patrick Stew. I hope that you and your writing team, deal with this fucking crazy shit, because that's, to me, what Roddenberry was all about back in the
would
beginning.
love if somewhere in the series he mentioned something about, like, in 2020, that first attempt at Space Force was an utter disaster.
Right, it ended.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
I did see his Instagram, Patrick Stewart's Instagram, and
I love his dogs.
the way he told the world that he was bringing Picard back was very lovely.
Oh.
Like, he's such a lovely man.
Yeah.
Sir Patrick Stewart, Dropbear and Panda love you.
We think you're awesome.
Please come over for tea and some beer and all the stuff.
Yeah, come sit in the panda pool if you want.
Oh, yeah,
Bring
right?
your dogs.
Oh, yeah. Newton can stay inside.
Yeah.
Nobody likes him anyway.
That's all. Yeah. So anyway, that's what I know about space today.
And you know what's interesting? So the first Star Trek
Yes.
was barely a season, and it took off hugely.
Yeah.
The Next Gen, my dad watched a lot of it. I
really like The Next Generation.
I have seen a lot of The Next Generation. Some people claim that Deep Space Nine, Space Force is in my head. Deep Space Nine was one of the best. I could not get into Deep Space Nine at all.
Yeah.
I thought it was very flat.
Yeah.
But
I'd never watched it.
and I haven't watched there's a new Star Trek, I think, show right now. Never watched it. Apparently it's a little darker than a lot of them. I've heard good things and bad things. But and I haven't watched all the movies either.
Oh.
But if Sir Patrick Stewart is back, I'm pretty sure I'm just going to have to watch it.
I'm like all over that. Did you ever watch Voyager?
A little bit.
Which one was
not too
Voyager?
much. I don't know. You have the computer in front of you.
Yeah, no, I don't know where it lands in the timeline. Like, I'm not a huge Star Trek nerd or geek or anything.
Yeah.
I've always loved the shows. And I certainly love the reboot with Chris Pine as well.
The first one was my favorite. The other two...
they were okay, but the first one was fucking amazing.
First one was a lot of fun. I took my dad to the first one.
Yeah.
Because he lives in Southern Ontario, and he comes to visit once or twice a year. And usually I take him out to a movie. And I was very worried when I took him to the first Star Trek with Chris Pine, because I knew that he was kind of a purist. He fucking loved it.
Well, they nailed the characters so well.
Yeah, he seemed to have a great time. And it was so busy where we showed up, I think, a half an hour early, and we still had to sit almost like, I think it was like third row in from the front. Like, it was big, and it was made my head hurt and my neck hurt, but he had a really good time. So,
Chris, if you want to see another good Chris Pine movie, and I know you haven't seen this one yet, Stretch from Joe Carnahan. Oh my god, it's so fucking good.
I don't even know if I've heard of it.
Oh, it is ridiculously good. And I'm just trying to. Patrick Wilson stars in it, and Chris Pine is in it. Oh my god, yeah, we'll watch it soon because it's ridiculous fun.
Maybe one of our podcasts will be a movie review by Panda.
Nice. Well, and you get to see Chris Pine's ballsack, which may or may not be a good thing. I don't know.
Hang on, just give me a second.
Take your time.
Yep.
Take your time. Yeah, it's really good. Ed Harris is in it. Jessica Alba's in it. Brooklyn Decker.
Oh.
And it was written and directed by Joe Carnahan, who's one of my favorite directors. Like, he's so kick-ass. He works a lot with Frank Grillo, and he just did, what the heck was the name of that? Wheelman. That's the one that he just came out. Also directed by Joe Carnahan. So basically, he's a wheelman. He spends the entire movie in a car.
Oh.
And, like, talk about, like, Frank Grillo. First of all, he's a fucking beast. Like, this guy is shredded. And he's, like, my age. Like, he looks so good. I'm so jealous. But, yeah, being able to pull off an entire movie just being in a car.
Huh.
So, kudos to them. Anyway, so we will do Dropbear and Panda, or Panda reviews.
Yeah.
Panda movie reviews.
I might just yell that it's shit, and the review is 3 seconds long.
Where did I hear they're doing Jaws in Calgary? At the wave pool? No. I think that's actually a thing.
So I've watched Jaws recently with you. I watched it last year. You held my hand.
Yeah.
That's
a bad
squealed
hat,
a couple times. Yeah, but I could probably do Jaws in a pool because I have seen it since. If they do have people come up and grab your feet every once in a while, I will pee myself.
Yeah, well, that's their fault.
Punch a bitch in the face.
What about this Meg movie? What do you think about that?
Okay, so funny story about the Meg.
Yeah.
So as I've mentioned before, my friends are douchebags, and they'll post shark shit on my wall.
They will.
Facebook
They
all
did
the time.
that one with the shallows with the surfboard guy.
Yeah, not cool. And so my sister, who doesn't go out to see movies very often because they can be very expensive and crowded and loud and obnoxious.
Yep.
She preferred to watch it on her own home. She posted this preview of something called The Meg on my Facebook a few months ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, well, this is interesting. Like, Colleen never wants to go see movies. This is fun. And she's like, yeah, Jason Statham's in it. And I was like, oh, he could be so silly and so fun and, like, awesome. So I was like, okay, so I start the preview. It's this little girl in what looks actually like a spaceship. I didn't realize that it was a underwater, like, sequest kind of thing. Sure. Or whatever she was in, I'm not sure. There's a ball that's rolling down the hallway, like a little crystal ball. And I was like, oh, maybe it's like a spooky, ghosty kind of, Event Horizon kind of thing.
That's what you're thinking.
Yeah, and then she picks up the ball and she looks over and the big window is behind her. And suddenly the Meg comes up from behind with this mouth open. It's like, ah! And I screamed and threw my phone across the kitchen.
Is that why you have a new phone?
One of the reasons, probably, which is why I got an OtterBox, because they're a lot stronger than the other cover I had. But I was so mad. And of course, I had this phone like up close to my face. It's not like it was a big movie screen or anything. So I am pretty pathetic when it comes to my my shark fear. But I was so mad. So is it anti-shark or is it just anti-megalodon?
Well, yeah, I think, and we were talking about this earlier. I'm pissed about this stuff, like the Shallows and whatever that other one where people were set adrift. They're forgotten about.
That was actually a true story.
I know. What really pisses me off about all these things is that I happen to like sharks, like quite a bit, and I think that fear mongering and making people scared shitless of sharks, so you just kill more of them, is the wrong fucking play, people.
I don't think people should kill sharks at all. I think that's disgusting.
Like, make it a robot shark. Or like a robot anglerfish, with that little thing.
Yeah, and then people,
you know what I mean? Like,
or a monster. Yeah. Like, have Cthulhu down there killing people.
But then people are going to get pissed with squids and octopus and shit like that.
Okay, make, like...
Trump. Make him...
And it all comes full circle.
Just kidding.
Like mermaids, or I don't know.
Sure.
Is it the movie's fault, or is it because humans are fucking stupid?
No, I think that if people make movies that sell, and if it gets you into a theater seat, that's what they're going to make.
Yeah, of course.
I think there's zero, thought to consequence of what mass pop culture will do. That's my own thing. I think it's shitty, and I mean, anti-megalodon, sure.
But I mean, you made a movie called Cujo, and nobody went and killed all their dogs. Like it's a.
Yeah, but it was explained because he was rabid. He had rabies.
No, I'm just saying that there's other movies out there where there are animals that are evil and horrible and eat people, but nobody goes on mass killing sprees with them.
Well, look at the movies that grizzlies, and didn't they just say that you can now hunt grizzlies again in this one protected area down in the U.S.?
This is why the U.S. is just fucked right now.
Yeah.
Grizzlies are gorgeous.
Yeah, leave them alone, man.
They will rip your faces off, though.
Yeah.
I unfortunately clicked on a video, quite graphic, far enough away that you didn't see the blood spraying everywhere, but a guy in Pakistan, I think it was Pakistan, a cab driver went and took a selfie with the bear. The bear tore him to pieces.
Oh, yeah.
And it says that the bear was being treated for injuries because people, of course, were throwing soup cans at this bear to get him off, but the guy was obviously dead. Didn't say anything about them putting the bear down, which I appreciate because...
Don't take selfies with bears.
Yeah.
We saw this when I lived in Banff. We saw this under the Sulphur Mountain gondola regularly. We got a lot of tourists from Japan, and they would see black bear families, and the dad would get the wife and kids to go and pose next to the bears while he took pictures. Oh, it was fucking crazy.
The caribou here, deer will kill you.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you get too close, they'll destroy you.
Yeah.
Wasn't there, do you remember the video, was it last year, the year before, maybe the year before, where they were taking selfies with the seals? Or the otters, and one of them jumped up and pulled the little girl in.
Oh, yeah. No,
that was like
that
Vancouver.
Was a seal.
Yeah, in Vancouver.
Right in the harbor, wasn't it?
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, just...
Yeah, book. It was a sea lion.
Yeah. Just took her in.
Yeah, don't turn your back, people.
No. And I get that, people don't understand that caribou and seals, and I mean, seals eat meat, but
wild animal,
it's still a wild animal, right? Like, I understand that it's not a bear, it's not a shark, it's not a 1,200-pound octopus, but just because it eats little fish or it's smaller than you doesn't mean it won't destroy you.
Well, we've got a lot of squirrels in the yard. And the other day, I was confronted face to face with a squirrel. It was like one of the little tiny, like, new squirrels. And we were, like, staring at each other, eye to eye. Like, and I was a little freaked out. I'm not going to lie. Like, you don't know. But they're, like, could, like, jump and, like, tear out an eyeball and run off to their tree.
My cat bit me because I tried to save him from a cat fight.
Yeah.
And his teeth went into my leg. And you can die from cat bites. Like, it was...
Respect.
It was vicious. It hurt a lot.
This is how we're going to save the world this week. Don't fuck with animals.
No, don't.
Leave
It's
alone.
just so dumb.
Yeah.
They're beautiful. They're majestic. And as scared as I am of sharks and how terrified I am and how they make me want to pee myself because I'm so scared, I don't want them to die. They are like a perfect specimen of
Awesomeness.
awesomeness.
Yeah.
They are perfect. Don't fucking kill them.
There's the goblin shark, which is, I think, a little less than perfect.
Well, they're the jester sharks of the sea. Other sharks hire him for like comedy relief.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, for parties.
Yeah.
Parties and stuff.
Well, why not?
Yeah. You ever seen a monkfish?
Probably.
They're scary.
Why?
I'm sure they're totally like normal, but they're freaky looking. I'll show you a picture one day. Or you can Google that, audience.
Monkfish?
Monk.
Monk.
Like a monk.
Like
Monkfish.
M-U-N-K or M-O-N-K?
M-O-N-K.
It's probably M-U-N-Q-U-E with...
No, it's just M-O-N-K. Monkfish.
Okay.
Monkfish.
So I'm going to talk about something else that's horrible right now.
Oh, great.
California
is on fire.
I think they're saying one of the fires is now the biggest in California history, which is about 304,000 acres.
Jesus. And is that the one that was started by that dude?
No, I don't think it was started by the dude.
So, and fuck, we have I know you know this, but other people don't know this. Our largest audience, besides Alberta, and we're in 37 countries, but our largest audience is California. So, guys, fuck, stay safe down there.
Mendocino Complex fire is the largest. People have been injured and people have died. They have, last year they had huge fires.
Well, and we got
Houses
fires
were destroyed and just, there was an arrest made in connection with the Holy Fire. Somebody said, like, California's going to burn, and I don't know what he did, but...
Oh, man. Well, and we've got fires raging in British Columbia right now.
We do, yeah.
And talk about a bad time to try to quit smoking.
Well, we talked about this last episode, I think, about how like one of the biggest fires was done by a firecracker, cigarette smoking or something. People just don't put out their cigarettes properly. Yeah. And but I think the ones this year are from
there's
lightning,
lots of lightning, and stuff like that. But down in California, I don't know. Obviously, we can't do a lot down there, but. Stay safe, and if people tell you to evacuate, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
You can always get more stuff.
Yeah, it's unreal. And the BC fires that we have right now, last week we had mentioned that Calgary hadn't gotten hazy yet, but the last 2 days we've had air quality warnings in Calgary. If you're on a hill, there's a hill, Nose Hill Park, which is one of the largest Canadian inner city parks in Canada. You can't see the rest of Calgary very well because of the smoke and the haze coming from BC.
Wow.
Plus, it's 37 degrees outside right now, so that doesn't help.
Yeah, well, a good thing we've got a pool.
Yeah.
I love this. I was clicking on this thing, and White House can't or won't explain Trump's wildfire tweets.
Yep.
And... guys, I know that California, you guys did not vote for this guy, and it sure must not feel good when he says shit like that.
No.
What a dick move, really. I got no words, and it's probably why the White House is like, what do you even say? You're fire blaming now. So
he's created quite a firestorm with his tweets.
So California, it's not your fault. Don't be fire blamed. It's not your fault.
No.
This is, and I don't want to bring it back to Trump at all. It popped up, and I'm like, who says that? That guy. It's not even funny anymore.
No.
But yeah, no, stay safe. And
Speaking of Russia,
yeah.
Badger, our friend from episode 1, season 1, went to Russia on his motorcycle.
That's true.
I wonder how he's doing.
Crossing the border, that was fun. It was fun. Like crossing from Poland to the Ukraine was a pain in the ass, and it took longer on the Polish side because I have to clear Polish customs before I can go through the Ukrainian side, and it took longer on the Polish side. And the same thing going into Russia. It took longer on the Estonian side than it did on the Russian side. Okay. And that was after some Estonian cops tried to give me a ticket.
For what?
For speeding. They said this little blonde thing pulled me over and said, "You were speeding." Okay. He says, "Well, we can give you a ticket now, but if you want to dispute the ticket, we're going to give you summons. You'll have to show up in court in 90 days." And I said, "Fine, give me a ticket. I don't know what the hell's going on." He says, "Okay, come back to the car." And he says, "I want you to fill got to fill out all of these forms." Okay, that's fine.
He's asking for a bribe.
They're asking me questions and doing this and doing that. And they said, "This is your speed." And I said, whatever else. And they give me this form. And they say, "Okay, so this is your speed. This is a plus or minus. And this, could you sign here, please?" And I said, "No." And he looks at me and says, "Why not?" I said, "Because this form is in Estonian, and I don't read Estonian. Estonian is a Finno-Ugric language, okay? The only people who understand this language are people who speak other Finno-Ugric languages, like other Finno-Urgs. I don't even know what a Finno-Urg is, but I'm not one. I'm not one of those, okay? And so I'm looking at this, and I say, "I'm sorry. I'm not signing this because I don't understand what I'm signing." He says, "But I just explained it to you." And I said, "No." He said, "Oh." He says, "So, well, anyways," he says, "Here, can you write on this form why you were speeding?" And I said, "No." I said, "Well, what do you mean?" I said, "Because that would be a confession, and I'm not writing you a confession." I said, "If you want to give me a ticket, you are welcome to give me a ticket. I will pay any ticket that you want to give me. But I'm not signing anything I can't read, and I'm not writing you a confession."
Good for you.
And they get on and this is in the city of Narva, which is the Russian city in Estonia. So they're speaking in Russian, and they get on the phone and they say basically they can't get a translator. So he says, "Okay, we're going to let you off with a warning." That's what I was looking for. Thank you very much. So instead of spending €100 on the betterment of the country of Estonia, I am spending €100 on 2-liter bottles of Baltica, which is a really, really good beer.
Amazing.
Thanks for that, Badger.
Awesome.
He's so weird.
I know, right?
I love him to death, but he's so weird.
Yeah, what a weird adventure he's on.
I wonder if his beard is going to reach his knees by the time he gets back.
Can you imagine it flowing behind him on his motorcycle?
Oh my God, that would be so majestic. What's funny too is his girlfriend Dana painted his motorcycle helmet before he left. So she painted it like a badger face.
Yeah.
So he's gonna have this helmet plus this giant beard flowing. Oh my God.
Oh, I need pictures.
I think we need to do a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need pictures.
All right.
I don't know.
Now we are going to do or try to do our podcast next week from a different location.
That's right. Yeah, we're gonna go head a little north.
Yeah.
We're gonna go to a big body of water. No, it's not the ocean.
Because there's no ocean in Alberta, which makes me sad.
Yep. But yeah, we're gonna head to the lake. We're gonna podcast from the lake.
Yeah. Either from our Airbnb or from the lake. I'm not sure.
And speaking of Airbnb, fucking what a great service.
Right.
Oh, I love it.
Haven't had any problems yet.
No, knock on coffee
Knock
table.
on wood.
Yeah.
We are going to be about a block away from the lake.
Yep.
Weather is supposed to be pretty good from what I can see. It's not going to be 37 degrees like it is today.
Nope.
Which is probably for the best.
Yep.
But we were going to do a few days of swimming and beaching and drinking and eating and
podcasting. Well, I'm done saving the world.
I'm done saving the world too.
Yeah.
It's an exhausting job, and I think I say that every podcast.
It is,
but
and thankless currently.
yeah.
If you did want to thank us for saving the world, why not subscribe to our podcast or our YouTube channel? Or
if
both.
we just save one person from not getting a selfie with a bear,
That's right.
or elk,
Our job is done.
or raccoon,
Or gopher. I'm Dropbear.
I'm Panda.
And we just
Save the world.
Yo, it's Dropbear and Panda, yo. Yo, reflexes, cows to beat, can't compete with the owls that devour. Yeah, with the owls that devour, yeah. Yeah, the Dropbear and Panda coming at you right now. Dropbear and Panda coming at you right now. Dropbear and Panda coming at you right now. It's like a locomotive filled with autonomous champa. Dropbear and Panda coming at you right now. It's like a locomotive filled with autonomous champa. Dropbear and